Good morning, boys and girls. I'm here at the church. I wish you were here with me. I have Miss Alyssa filming with me. Say hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
And we miss you very much. We are so excited for the day when we all get to be back together. I hope that you are being kind and good helpers at home during this time, and I'm excited to see you again soon. This morning, our story is about Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. I'm going to read you the story, and then I'll ask you a couple of questions, and after that, I want to talk to you about a little challenge on Facebook. So, we're going to jump right into the Gospel of John. He said these things and then announced, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep. I'm going to wake him up." The disciples said, "Master, if he's gone to sleep, he'll get a good rest and wake up feeling fine." Jesus was talking about death, while his disciples thought he was talking about taking a nap. Then Jesus became explicit. "Lazarus died, and I am glad for your sakes that I wasn't there. You're about to be given new grounds for believing. Now let's go to him." That's when Thomas, the one called the twin, said to his companions, "Come along, we might as well die with him." When Jesus finally got there, he found Lazarus already 4 days dead. Bethany was near Jerusalem, only a couple of miles away, and many of the Jews were visiting Martha and Mary, sympathizing with them over the death of their brother. Martha heard Jesus was coming and went out to meet him. Mary remained in the house. Martha said, "Master, if you'd been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Even now, I know that whatever you ask God, he will give you." Jesus said, "Your brother will be raised up." Martha replied, "I know that he will be raised up in the resurrection at the end of time." "You don't have to wait for the end. I am, right now, resurrection and life. The one who believes in me, even though he or she dies, will live. And everyone who lives believing in me does not ultimately die at all. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Master. All along I have believed that you are the Messiah, the Son of God who comes into the world." After saying this, she went to her sister Mary and whispered in her ear, "The teacher is here and is asking for you." The moment she heard that, she jumped out and ran to him. Jesus had not yet entered the town, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. While her sympathizing Jewish friends saw Mary run off, they followed her, thinking she was on her way to the tomb to grieve there. Mary came to where Jesus was waiting and fell at his feet, saying, "Master, if only you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her sobbing, and the Jews with her sobbing, a deep anger welled up within him. He said, "Where did you put him?" "Master, come and see," they said. Now Jesus wept. The Jews said, "Look how deeply he loved Lazarus." Others among them said, "Well, if he loved him so much, why didn't he do something to keep him from dying? After all, he opened the eyes of a blind man." And then Jesus, the anger again welling up within him, arrived at the tomb. It was a simple cave in the hillside with a slab of stone laid against it. Jesus said, "Remove the stone." The sister of the dead man, Martha, said, "Master, by this time there's a stench. He's been dead 4 days." Jesus looked. "Didn't I tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" Then to the others, "Go ahead, take away the stone." They removed the stone. Jesus raised his eyes and prayed, "Father, I am grateful you have listened to me. I know you always do listen. But on account of this crowd standing here, I have spoken so that they might believe that you sent me." Then he shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" And he came out, a cadaver, wrapped from head to toe with handkerchief over his face. Jesus told them, "Unwrap him and let him loose." That was a turnaround for many of the Jews who were with Mary. When they saw what Jesus did, they believed in him. But some went back to the Pharisees and told about Jesus. The high priest and Pharisees called a meeting of the Jewish ruling body. "What do we do now?" they asked. "This man keeps on doing things, creating God signs. If we let him go, pretty soon everyone will be believing in him, and the Romans will come and remove what little power and privilege we still have." Thank you for listening to the story, boys and girls. I want to ask you a few questions that you can discuss with your family. First, what is a situation that seemed impossible in your life, but God showed up and made things possible? This is kind of a theme that we're carrying over from the story of the blind man last week. Another question I have for you is, can you think of a time in your life when something happened and people didn't understand and they were upset? How did you react in that situation? Also, what does resurrection mean as we look forward to Easter? Talk about these things with your family. I am so excited to be joining you today virtually. One more thing I want to do with you virtually is have a Facebook challenge where we post pictures of ourselves helping our parents, working in our gardens, doing our schoolwork, and we can kind of see what everyone's up to and tag our friends, and they can play along too. So be looking out for that later on today. Bye.